I'm Jeremiah McKinnon, and this is NEC News Today. Here now are the top cannabis news stories from around New England for September 22nd, 2023. The chair of the Massachusetts Cannabis Control Commission has been suspended unexpectedly 1 year after being appointed to lead the agency. Massachusetts State Treasurer Deb Goldberg suspended Shannon O'Brien from her role as chair of the Cannabis Control Commission on Thursday, September 14th. In a statement provided to the Boston Business Journal, O'Brien stated that she was initially tapped by Goldberg to make significant improvements to an agency that she says is characterized by internal discord, lack of accountability, and infighting. Amid the confusion, a group of lawmakers has sent a letter to the Massachusetts Joint Committee on Cannabis Policy questioning the legality of O'Brien's suspension and pushing for independent oversight of the commission. O'Brien has also expressed doubts about the legality of her suspension and maintains that she was fulfilling her duties in accordance with the law. Her suspension comes at a challenging time for the commission. Executive Director Sean Collins is currently on parental leave, and the body faces a November 9th deadline to promulgate regulations to implement the omnibus cannabis law passed by the legislature last summer. Concerns have been raised about the safety and quality of medical cannabis products in Maine following two separate studies. The Maine Office of Cannabis Policy found that 45% of 127 medical cannabis samples failed to meet recreational use standards, primarily due to the presence of banned substances. In a separate study by Nova Analytic Labs, about 21% of roughly 1,400 medical cannabis samples would have failed the pesticide test designated for recreational use products, a sharp contrast to the less than 4% failure rate in the recreational market. Maine officials are actively discussing ways to improve regulation, and a more detailed report from the Office of Cannabis Policy is expected to be released soon. Massachusetts cannabis brand Fernway has an upcoming event to celebrate the fall season on September 27th. Fernway, a Northampton-based cannabis brand, is set to host the ultimate Autumn Sesh on September 27th at the 5 Bridge Inn in Rehoboth, Massachusetts. Scheduled to run between 5 p.m. and 10 p.m., the event will celebrate the release of fall flavors, pumpkin spice, and Honeycrisp for its range of cannabis products. Attendees can expect a festive evening, complete with music, special treats, and autumn-themed activities. The event is open to adults 21 years and older, and admission is free. In addition to the upcoming Ultimate Autumn Sesh, Fernway has other events listed, including Fernway times Yamba Joint on September 23rd in Cambridge, Massachusetts. Jennifer Manzuk, formerly the CEO of Theraplant, a licensed marijuana producer in Connecticut, has taken on a new role as the Cannabis Program Manager at the Department of Consumer Protection. In this capacity, she will oversee the investigation and enforcement of state laws and regulations concerning both medicinal and recreational marijuana in Connecticut. According to reporting from Connecticut News Junkie, Manzuk stopped working at Theraplant in January. Local cannabis and hemp advocates are concerned that her ties to the industry could disproportionately benefit larger producers. To address these concerns, the Department of Consumer Protection has clarified that Manzuk does not have the authority to set rules or regulations. Advocates and workers in the Rhode Island cannabis industry are pushing for more comprehensive social equity measures as the state's Cannabis Control Commission begins to draft regulations for the burgeoning sector. During a recent meeting at Lovewell Farms in Hopkinton, roughly 30 stakeholders discussed a range of issues, including reducing financial barriers for social equity applicants and ensuring transparent approval processes at the municipal level. According to reporting from Rhode Island Current, the state's existing cannabis law allows for a total of 24 retail licenses. Of these, 6 are reserved for social equity applicants, and another 6 are for worker-owned cooperatives. Drawing from experiences in neighboring states like Connecticut and Massachusetts, the advocates aim to present finalized recommendations to the Commission by the end of November and to the General Assembly by January. Last but not least, in Vermont, the debate over THC caps on cannabis products continues to heat up as the state's cannabis industry approaches its 1-year mark. The current regulations cap THC content at 30% for cannabis flower and 60% for manufactured concentrates, with slight allowances for exceeding those limits. The Vermont Growers Association and other stakeholders have launched petitions gathering hundreds of signatures to urge the legislature to remove these caps, arguing that they drive businesses and consumers away from the legal marketplace and lack scientific backing. Efforts to lift the THC caps have faced legislative roadblocks and opposition from the Vermont Medical Society, which has lobbied to keep them in place. Critics of the caps argue that they stifle innovation and disproportionately impact small-scale cannabis businesses. For the absolute latest New England Cannabis News, head on over to necnewstoday.com and follow us on all your favorite social media platforms. If you're enjoying the show, be sure to like this video. Subscribe to NEC News Today for more great content, and hit the bell icon so you never miss an episode of the show. For New England Cannabis News Today, this is Jeremiah McKinnon, reminding you to always use cannabis responsibly and to enjoy your cannabis-filled adventures throughout New England.